All right, I think we're live.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
Fucking
thing sucks.
Yeah.
What's up, you marks out there? Welcome to episode...
Keep rolling.
Is that music in the background?
There's music in the background.
Nice
Just
little
keep
touch.
going.
I like the touch.
Hey.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Yes! Maybe. I just felt like adding the maybe in there just because I'm a dink.
Of course you are. And with that, very, very big surprise announcement. And that'll lead off this episode of the podcast.
And which is episode 79 of everyone's favorite wrestling podcast, the F and Marks.
Where we usually drink 40s, but we've taken a few weeks off. Unfortunately, our personal and professional lives have gotten in the way of our beer drinking a little bit.
I mean, we've still been drinking. I mean, we did Irish car bombs last week.
Well,
I mean, that's...
Hey, you know.
we got pretty rocked. I really got rocked last weekend.
Well,
Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, you know.
But this is, like I said, episode 79 of the F and Marks podcast. I am your co-host, Bobby the Brainless.
I'm Ja Rule. What's going on, everybody?
Beautiful March day. First episode of the podcast in the season of spring. So that's always good.
Mm-hmm.
I got my happy Rusev Day because today is Rusev Day and it's always a happy occasion.
I've got my I Heart Sean O shirt.
I mean, when you live the gimmick, you live the gimmick there, Jay.
Hell, you know.
And
right?
nothing gets me fired up like the Flight of the Valkyrie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should I tell my story or should we wait till we get into it before I tell the story?
What story do you want to tell?
I do have a very interesting Daniel Bryan story.
Okay.
So, a few years back, WrestleMania 30, Rewind. This was, 4 years ago? So 2014?
Yep.
I was actually driving back from Boston from a Red Sox game to get home in time to watch WrestleMania. The Red Sox had a 1 o'clock game. I was actually able to get back to Connecticut, drop off my father, because I went to the game with my dad, because there's no better American pastime like going to a baseball game with your old man.
Right.
Especially if
Keep
it's
rolling.
my old man and everything. And on my way home, I had plugged I'm really going to date myself here, my iPhone 4 into my auxiliary cord. And the auxiliary cord I had with my phone, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was because my phone was all, ganged up or whatever it was or what have you, every once in a while, when I had it hooked up to the auxiliary cord, the music that I was playing on it sometimes would just randomly stop. And on my ride home, I hit random. Honest to goodness, I hit random. Every single song I played on my ride home played all the way through, no problems, except for one on my way back. And that was Daniel Bryan's Flight of the Valkyrie. And I was pretty much like 5 minutes from home when it decided to stop playing, and I was like, ooh, that's not a good sign.
Wow.
I mean, obviously I was wrong when reading that sign, and I'm glad what happened 4 years ago happened 4 years ago, because like I was telling you this week, the Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, that is a prime definition of what a WrestleMania moment was. And I know you don't like using the term WrestleMania moment.
I don't mind it. I dislike the overuse of it, just like
Okay.
I dislike the overuse of pointing at the damn sign.
Oh, let's not talk about that. Kevin Dunn.
I don't mind pointing at the sign once in a while, but like literally every wrestler comes out and
if you're
points
gonna
at
go
the
out there
sign.
and do
They even
this,
got the damn
You
fans.
can do that. Maybe that's what we should do for our WrestleMania podcast. Maybe we should get a WrestleMania sign and we'll just point at it the entire night.
What we could do, I could put it in the TV screen here and we'll just point at it.
Are we going to be doing it in a different location because we're going to have multiple people in the WrestleMania podcast?
No, that's true.
I mean, we'll make it work. Because you know why? Because we got the brains of the outfit and the brainless of the outfit.
Boom, right?
But yeah, it's Daniel Bryan.
You want to talk about moments though? Like to me, Tuesday night, it will be tough to top that for Markout Moment of the Year for me. I mean,
I
I
told
think
you
there
it's-
are. There would have to be extremely extenuating circumstances for something to overcome that. Literally, the dude was told, like, basically 3 years ago, you can't wrestle anymore. It took like another 7 or 8 months before he actually made his announcement.
Yeah.
And he's been fighting to get back ever since. And I think it was a combination of Daniel Bryan going, you know what? Maybe I'll go and fight for Ring of Honor. Maybe I'll fight with Cody Rhodes. Maybe I'll
Japan.
And
Maybe it's the Fratellis.
right. But I think it was a combination of that, and so much time had passed. He'd gone to so many neurosurgeons, and I think he'd rather stay in WWE than have to be a independent guy, kind of traveling around to make his money. So sweet,
Nice.
good for you, man. We're working on that for him.
I was going to be part of the breaking news for today's episode. I was going to wait for more people to get involved.
Hey,
we'll drop it.
That's just a teaser, man. That's
Okay,
just a
fair
teaser.
enough. But I said we do our other shameless plugging.
Right.
Since it's right there in our vicinity.
All right.
I mean, the podcast is typically brought to you unofficially by the Colt 45, the beverage of choice of the F and Marks, because if the 40 don't get you.
The 5 will. But we do have places to go today, like immediately following the podcast, so we can't get too crazy.
I mean, we have,
Studios. They make sure you ain't booty.
we have a few minutes. I mean,
right.
not like we have, like, it's not like the second we end this thing,
But we have to
close
get
down
to
there.
Thomas, man.
I understand. And
We have to get to Thomas and Nate Diaz.
Man, and Nate Diaz.
And
man.
Nate Diaz.
Hey man, I like Roman Reigns, man. He's my favorite wrestler, man.
One of the dudes we're doing a baseball draft with is absolutely obsessed
With
Nate Diaz.
and the Chicago Cubs.
Yes.
Good dude. He is the living embodiment of what Boomhauer is, which is great. I love it when people are like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna do what everyone thinks I'm gonna do and take Chris Sale tonight. Potentially, I won't. if he falls to me where I am, I have no choice and take the best pitcher in the American League.
Right.
If not the
Wrong.
I guess my question to you about our fantasy baseball draft, if we're gonna get off the rails a little bit before I start drinking, is I'm setting the over under on Red Sox on my team to 3.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the over.
Well, you could make it be the over no matter what.
Well, to be fair, there's a lot of guys that are worthy of taking a fantasy baseball, like Mookie Betts, Chris Sale, who I named, Craig Kimbrell, who was the American League Relief Pitcher of the Year last year. Obviously, Xander Bogaerts is another potential. Andrew Benintendi, who is probably going to end up being my favorite Red Sox once the GOAT retires.
Petey!
I've got gigantic balls!
Right?
But,
Whoever got that reference. Hope.
Oh, Tommy's here, so now we could definitely do the breaking news.
Right.
Let her in. So, with that being said, let's get to my favorite part of the podcast, but not Tommy's favorite part, because we'll get to Tommy's favorite part of the podcast much later on. Damn it, that's the second time
Wow, you are looking to kill the dead man. By the way, Dead Man was not on screen this week, but guess what? He was.
What's up, Tommy?
He was kind of like
Dixie, you know the rules.
yeah. She gets fired up. when she
I know
first-
I refer to you as Dog Ziggler, but you're not stealing the show.
Right.
You guys, that was a good one.
And it's better than what you normally come up with.
But anyway, so let's get to my favorite part. The whiteboard of Wondertude.
I should record something that's like where I put like reverb on your voice.
Whiteboard of Wondertude.
Ood.
Alright, and on today's episode, we are going to discuss Brock Lesnar attacking the Big Dog this week on Monday Night Raw. The Big Dog finally...
What about those U.S. Marshals, man?
I don't want to get into it. That was so fucking
Well,
terrible.
we have to get into it.
I know. But that
Good
was,
and terrible.
yeah, it was. We need that soundbite too. Good and terrible. Damn, that boy can sing. He must be great.
Yeah.
He must be great. Also, we're going to talk about the newest member of the Hall of Fame.
Speaking of which, like right after that scene, guess who comes on? Good and terrible.
Exactly.
Sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate.
Yeah. Sexual Chocolate comes out, and Sexual Chocolate and the Hall of Pain are going into the Hall of Fame, baby.
Well deserving.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no questions asked. Mark Henry is well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. Huge fan of Mark Henry for a long time. And I know it wasn't for the right reasons, but still, him being World Heavyweight Champion was well deserved. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Mark Henry. I'm going to get into this a little bit. But congratulations to the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, as being the newest inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame. More deserving than Kid Rock, by the way.
Right.
That's not saying much.
Hey, Celebrity Wing, Kid Rock is not the bottom of the barrel here. We all know that Drew
Drew
Carey
Carey.
is. Coco Beware is the bottom of the wrestling barrel. And
Also, we had a slight alteration to a first-round match in the Dusty Rhodes Memorial Tag Team
Classic.
Tournament, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We had an injury to one of the superstars. We're going to get into that, and a new team got put in there and fought in a first-round match on Wednesday.
And speaking of injuries, I know it's not on here, but we'll get into also an update on AJ Styles, who was injured at a house show.
There's other wrestling injury updates that we can make as well.
Right.
Because there was a lot of talk of some other wrestlers who will be returning soon.
Mm-hmm.
We will also talk about the Ultimate Deletion
Delete!
at the Hardy compound between Bray Wyatt and the Woken one himself, Matt Hardy.
Right. We
And-
saw a cameo from Brother Nero, which was cool.
There was one part of that I really thought was badass, and I just wanted to talk about that.
Sure.
But it was pretty good, and I was actually high when it happened. So, and finally, I did this on purpose when I was putting the whiteboard of 1 to 2. I was going to put this as the first thing on the board, but you know what they say: you save the best for last. The final thing written on the board, and I didn't have to put anything else but 2 words: Daniel Bryan.
I should have the yes chant on here. I should.
You should. That's
But-
okay. It's not a big deal.
I have his speech, though. Pretty good.
A little over 2 years ago.
This was like one of the greatest things, like on WWE TV, because like it was real.
But I
And he
focused
freaking delivered.
on one thing. On
Being grateful.
And I kept on focusing on trying to
Nobody
be
knows
grateful.
what you're doing.
So there were
I just threw my beer
there
cap
were
in the garbage
times
can and
when I
made
was
it.
depressed. about not
Hey,
being able to do
we
what I
did
love
do
to
the yes
do.
chants at the beginning of
I
the show.
focused on being grateful. And there were times
Great
that
stuff.
I was angry and I was mad that I couldn't do what I love to do, and I focused
I love this guy.
on being
He's
grateful.
fantastic.
And
And
I have a lot to be grateful
he does
for.
have a lot to be grateful for.
He's grateful that the Brainless One talks about him on a weekly basis.
So basically, that was part of Daniel Bryan's speech. It goes on for like 4 or 5 minutes there, and it was like I had goosebumps like listening to it. Like, I mean, the news was all around on Tuesday, and it was just like,
When I found out, I was actually at my desk at work and I was doing paperwork, and I was, receiving, as they put it. That's when we actually get the paperwork and we actually put it in the system when we got it. So I was actually doing
Got it.
that, and all of a sudden the door to my office like swings wide open, and this guy Mike that I work with, huge wrestling fan, comes up to me and he doesn't even say anything. And I go, "What's up, Mike?" And he just shoves his phone in my face, and there it was, Daniel Bryan cleared by WWE Medical. And I was
Yeah.
like, that is the greatest thing I have seen, and I couldn't even tell you how long. We both high-fived and we both went back to work.
quite frankly, I can't either. Don't eat the brown snow. Like, I'm not. I knew he was going to be back in a wrestling ring. I did not expect it to be a WWE wrestling ring, and he took a pretty freaking hard bump at the end of SmackDown there.
Yes, he did.
And apparently, part of the thing with him right now, until WWE feels comfortable that he's like, okay, he's undergoing concussion protocol after every match he's in.
Which is good. If that's what he wants to do to make sure that he is okay, then
Yeah.
he'll do whatever it takes. I know I would.
Yeah, and on top of that,
He
he said that he's like doing a reduced schedule, so
cool.
and
It's
he's
great.
tweaking his style, and that's good. No more diving headbutt, thank you.
So, to you, to the marks out there, to Daniel Bryan,
The GOAT.
to wrestling fans, every way, shape, or form you are, the brainless one will be chugging his beer for Daniel Bryan. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, it's so good once it hits your lips. Uh-oh. No. Oh, that wasn't that good. Oh.
Come on, everybody. Clap for him. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the brainless one.
More brainless than a brainless one. But, yeah, so I wanted to definitely dedicate a good portion of this podcast today to Daniel Bryan. When they actually did NXT Season 1, I had the most faith in him of winning it. Surprisingly, he was the first one eliminated, which was kind of ironic. That one of the last two remaining from NXT Season 1 finished 6th and 8th in NXT Season 1.
Right.
And the guy who finished 7th was the last one to get released, which is kind of funny. But he's one of those guys, he doesn't look the part, but goddamn can that man wrestle. He is an entertaining individual. He got over a simple word, and he is the most over wrestler in the WWE. He might actually be the most over wrestler in WWE history.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I mean, he's definitely in. All right, fine. He's definitely in this discussion.
In the last 10 years, yes.
He's definitely in the discussion with The Rock. He's definitely in the discussion with Hulk Hogan. He's definitely in the discussion with Chris Jericho. And most importantly, and I cannot stress this one enough, he is definitely in the class with the GOAT of all GOATs, who GOATs better than GOATs ever goated. The beer-drinking, SOB, hell-raising, boss-ass-kicking son of a gun, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
From Victoria, Texas.
What?
Right? What?
So
I wouldn't put him in that class, but I would definitely, of all the stars that they have, he is the most tried and true baby face they have. Nobody hates him.
No.
How could you?
No, you can't.
Unless it was just pure jealousy. Like, the hatred for Cena, I understand. He was shoved down people's throats. The hatred for Reigns, yeah, I understand that. CM Punk, I think, was on his way to being something like that, but, that got derailed, and that's fine. I don't know if Miz legit hates him, but I am looking forward to that storyline finally concluding.
Coming to fruition. That's why I think that when they do the roster shakeup again, The Miz is going to SmackDown. Which is, he should have never left in the first place, because he was the biggest star on SmackDown when he was there.
Well, they had to switch the titles from one brand to the other, so...
Oh, that's because of that piece of shit Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion. So they needed the most important championship on Raw, which is the Intercontinental title.
Right.
But, so that's your mark-out moment of the week for sure.
I love it.
It's
probably going to be the year.
It's definitely my mark-out moment of the week. I told you pending... I would say heading into the clubhouse, it is definitely in the discussion for mark-out moment of the year.
I don't even care if Hulk Hogan comes back.
I told you
WrestleMania.
what would do. I told you what is the only thing that would trump that is if Hulk Hogan, marches his way down to the ring to Real American like he always does, and he's got on the red and the yellow like Hulk Hogan always does with the freaking handlebar mustache and the really bad receding hairline
and the bandana
and the fucking sunglasses on, even though it's inside. And Hulk Hogan comes out. If he calls the Superdome the Silver Dome one more time, like he did, like you can't fuck it up 2 times in a row, can you, Hulk? Yes, you can. If he does that, that is my mark-out moment of the year. Depending on what happens with Daniel Bryan on the flip side, could potentially alter what this is. Like, if he suffers a concussion like a couple months into this, and this is just like, we had your moment, but fuck, he's done again.
To me, it won't ruin the moment, though.
It was a fantastic moment. I'm not gonna lie.
As long as he doesn't get permanent brain damage, then
yeah. I'm just saying. I'm going to say pending. I would say heading into the clubhouse is the leader of the mark-out moment of the year. I mean,
We're only a few months in. I have a hard time thinking anything's going to even come close.
Just remember, we're still getting AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania. So that
I don't care how good that is.
It could be a 7-star match.
It could be, but guess what? Ain't going to be better than that. Ain't going to be better than that. Emotionally. Could be a better match, but or it could be a bigger moment on a bigger stage, but...
What if they bring back Duke the Dumpster Droese?
We'll see. I mean, he looked so good at WrestleMania 17. I can only imagine what he looks like now.
17 years later?
Yeah. And breaking news right now, Iron Sheik is 4 years and 2 weeks from getting his way into the ring.
Oh my God, Bobby Heenan, you are God. He's not even the GOAT, he's God. He
Well,
is wrestling God.
well, he has passed away, so he is ascended, right?
So him and Gorilla Monsoon can call Roddy Piper versus Randy Savage up in heaven.
Yes,
And Owen Hart.
right.
Owen Hart versus Eddie Guerrero. Damn, that would have been a great match. But speaking of great matches, and we're talking about Daniel Bryan, I had put out to you the idea of us maybe giving like a top 5 dream matches, as they would like to put it, but like top 5 matches you would love to see Daniel Bryan get into now that he has returned.
It took me all of 5 seconds, 10 seconds to come up with my 5. I mean, for me, he has to face The Miz.
Oh yeah, what if I said you had to take that one out because he has to, because of everything that was built up towards that. Now that that's the match that everybody wants to see because The Miz is kind of a fucking asshole and Daniel Bryan wasn't active and now he's back, and I mean that goes without saying.
And Miz even trolled on him on Instagram. Daniel Bryan's back, yay!
All right, so what are your other 4 matches then?
I want to see him against Nakamura. I want to see him against Styles. I want to see him against Seth Rollins. I didn't bring this one up the other day, but I'd like to see him against Brock Lesnar.
Interesting. I agree with you on 2. I didn't want to put Daniel Bryan in there because Daniel Bryan. I'll be right.
The Miz.
All right, Stugatz. I didn't want to put The Miz in there. I do want to see him versus Styles. I do want to see him against Nakamura. There are other ones I wanted to see. Him against Finn Balor. That would be a fantastic match.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
I would love to see him, and I got 2 that you didn't think of, but I just want to put those out there. I want to see Daniel Bryan versus Aleister Black.
That would be nice.
That would be a tremendous match.
You know who else would be good?
Kurt Angle.
That's another one.
That was my 5th.
Adam Cole, baby. I'd love to see that. So they're definitely there are easily
10,
5
12.
to 10 matches where it's yeah, dude, I gotta see that one. So
I'm really excited. I wasn't expecting this. I really was not expecting this. So to see that really just it really did make my day on Tuesday.
I honestly have to go back to our year in review and looking forward show. I think I actually made this as a prediction. I think I predicted Daniel Bryan,
Yeah.
So I'm happy he's back.
I am too.
So good times, man. So
I think that's what we got with Daniel Bryan.
yeah, so lots of cool matches, and with SmackDown, the way they did it, where they gave him 4 or 5 minutes at the beginning, and then they, all right, time for the show, and he became integrated, right into the storyline right away. So.
What's up, Jimmy?
How you doing, Jimmy? Not fake love from us, man. We've been...
We're marks.
Yeah.
So, that's all I have to say. That's the only way to defend it for us, is we're marks.
So, happy that he's back. Happy doing what he wants to do. And, heck, probably the biggest wrestling moment I've seen in person was when he turned on the Wyatt family and the whole Providence Civic Center was shaking. So, yeah.
I did see him go with CM Punk. They went, they were having their little thing. Him and Sheamus is a good idea. So yeah, so excited is definitely the word. Speaking of excitement and leading off shows, because you talked about Daniel Bryan leading off SmackDown. How about the way they let off Raw this week?
Roman Reigns. How you doing?
Hey,
Legend One Moses. How you doing? It has been a while. Glad to see you back.
Nobody wants to see that.
You know what? Cassius Ohno's still a pretty good worker. He's just, he's got a couple extra pounds. I thought he actually maybe had lost a little weight, but you said no.
Texas Rangers.
You know, Jimmy, that wouldn't have been a bad idea. Texas Rangers, and maybe had Chuck Norris be part of that.
No, because Chuck Norris would have beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. Let's be serious for 2 seconds.
Right?
He
would have roundhoused his ass.
Chuck Norris is the other god.
Right.
You don't fucks with Chuck Norris because Chuck Norris will fuck you up.
You realize that Germany surrendered the day after Chuck Norris was born.
Coincidence? I think not.
No.
Although Bruce Lee beat the shit out of Chuck Norris.
That was in the movie.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
The only man that could beat Chuck Norris is dead. He did, man. He did.
So yeah, the U.S. Marshals who are taking the suspended Roman Reigns out, and apparently, him punching all these U.S. Marshals and getting handcuffed and all that stuff. Brock Lesnar's the bad guy for coming in and beating up the guy who beat up the U.S. Marshals. To me, that's vigilante shit right there.
You know what that is?
Right.
That's WWE booking 101. Roman Reigns is just that. There's nothing they can do to get Roman Reigns over.
I don't know.
Like I said,
The crowd was not.
Like I said, Roman Reigns could rescue a bunch of kittens from a pet store fire and still get booed.
You never know. You know what, Jimmy? I'm excited for the match just because the match that Brock and Roman had a few years ago was actually a really good match, even before the cash-in. And the cash-in just took it up a couple of notches.
Because Seth Rollins is the GOAT.
But that match was a great match. I'm fully expecting Brock Lesnar to headbutt a post and bust himself open again. Yeah? Oh. Hey, you know what? We all got busy lives, man.
Hey, man.
So,
join
us when you can.
Hey, appreciate the fact that you were actually tuning in today, though.
That would be great, Jimmy.
I have a theory on that, too.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of funny and fucked up at the same time for WWE.
I think I know what your theory is, and I would be very angry about it.
I love the fact that Brock Lesnar beat the holy hell out of Roman Reigns.
And the chair.
And a chair, yeah. I love the fact that he hit him with the F5 and the chair bounced after he hit him with it. And I was like,
yeah. Yeah, it was quite enjoyable seeing him get beat up. And, like, the fact that they handcuffed him with the handcuffs in front, like, really? Really? They're like the worst U.S. Marshals ever. They're worse than, like, Tommy Lee Jones hunting down Harrison Ford.
By the way, Jimmy, Ben Simmons should not win the Rookie of the Year because he's technically not a rookie.
Right?
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. He's coming back. Keep rolling. Right?
Braun Strowman is going to be fighting for the tag team titles.
Right?
He has to pick a partner, and a lot of people are speculating who his partner is going to be.
I think I'm leaning heavily right now towards Elias, but I would love for it to be Samoa Joe. I think Elias should be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and it should come to like him and Rusev at the end. But
I'm going to throw a crazy one out there for a partner for Braun Strowman. Neville.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
I also said with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, tag team Legend One Moses.
He won a tag team battle royal against
by himself
against all the tag teams in Raw, and that's one way to completely bury your tag team division.
Well, I don't think it buried the tag team division. It was like over the top battle royal, and he was the biggest guy, right?
To be fair, Crime Face, the tag team titles used to be a relevant championship in the WWE when. It was back in the WWF days when they had teams like the Legion of Doom, the Nasty Boys, the Demolition, the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, the Killer Bees, the Rockers, when they had Money Inc. and they had the natural disasters, and they had
They have a lot of good
lot
teams
of
right
good
now. It's
tag
not the,
teams.
the tag team division right now is not the joke it used to be. They've done kind of a shit job lately with Raw, but the SmackDown tag team division's fine.
And the fact that the two best tag teams in WWE, even though I love, as much as I love the Quebecers, I forgot about the Quebecers.
Right. Kozlov and Santino. I can never forget them, Jimmy. Tea Time with Santino is one of my favorite ever segments.
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't R-Truth dressing up like a Confederate soldier good. That's still my favorite Raw moment ever. I'm sorry. I know I say what I say about Brock Lesnar coming in and telling Hulk Hogan parties over Grandpa on his birthday because I actually peed myself. I laughed so hard. But R-Truth dressing up like a Confederate soldier and the look that Steve Austin had in his face will forever be etched in my brain.
And Paul Orndorff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
It was
If you
Jacques,
could only-
Jacques and Pierre.
I'm the
Quebecers.
Mountie.
Jacques Rougeau and Pierre, whatever the fuck his name was. That's Cargo. No, that was the guy from All That. Pierre,
JPP.
Uh,
Yeah. I think Badass Taker is coming because
Taker.
the Dead Man, I think, was buried last year at WrestleMania, and
Oh
with
my
the fact
God.
that Kid Rock is coming back, yeah.
well done. The Heavenly Bodies.
Oh boy, yeah.
No, they weren't the Heavenly Bodies, but
Body
they were
Donnas?
the Body Donnas. But well done. The Heavenly Bodies. I think that was Jimmy Del Rey and
Chris Candido, I forgot what.
no, that was the Heavenly Bodies. Not the Heavenly Bodies.
Body
the
Donnas.
Body Donnas. The Heavenly Bodies was Jimmy
Tom
Del Rey
Pritchard.
and the Doctor of Desire, Tom Pritchard.
Right.
By the way, and I'm really sad that I have to do this once again, considering I refer to myself as a mark. I did not know that Bruce Pritchard was Brother Love.
Wow.
Go ahead, just play it. Just what I thought you couldn't get any dumber. Go ahead, play. I deserve it on that one. I would play for myself.
The Steiner should come back.
Possibly be any dumber. You go and do something like this.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. But
How is that? I don't know everything. I should.
But- but that's something that you
are
should
the
know.
human walking wrestling encyclopedia. I mean, I could go to you and be like, Jay, what was the main event of Raw on August 9th of 1997? You'd be
I
like,
don't know if I-
it was Shawn Michaels versus Chris Candido or something like that.
right.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, right.
All right, let me ask you this: what's worse, the fact that I didn't know that Bruce Pritchard was Brother Love, or the fact that I didn't know that Tugboat Typhoon was the Shockmaster?
I would go with Typhoon
Okay.
being Shockmaster.
I love you.
By the way, I saw that they have a thing on WWE Network now where they have like old school guys looking at photos from photo shoots they did and other
Cornette,
things.
man.
Jim Cornette had a thing about it and talked about the gimmick battle royal in WrestleMania 17
About
and
how
how
him
he and Bruce Pritchard
just beat the shit out of each other. the
they
entire
agreed to
match.
just kind of mess with each other in the corner so they didn't get beat the hell out of. And they're like, going, we were just potatoing the hell out of each other and we just didn't want to get hurt. That was great.
All right, what's the important question?
Yeah. Ooh, the Beverly Brothers. Their ending move was
Bo and
devastating.
Blake.
That's right. And they used to be
Share
the
of
Wrecking Crew.
wheels or mower of lawn? Mower of lawn because you could do more damage with that.
Right. Yeah, I would go with Mower of Lawn.
I would actually top that and go lift of forks
Right.
because I drive one of those every day at work.
That just looks bad.
What, the dog?
Yeah. There you go.
I know, Diggsy. I know.
What's going on, Zen Phoenix? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah?
I
I think
would
there's
too.
a few people that would do that. I
Get
think
it.
there are a
I
couple
get
of
it.
people that would drink her bath water, might eat a Snickers out of her butt, might even suck a fart out of her butt. Who knows,
I would
right?
do all those.
Yeah. Mickey James, maybe, right?
Speaking of females, I think this would be the perfect time to drop the breaking news.
All right.
The brainless one actually has a date tomorrow.
Yay!
I know.
One in a row, baby. Whaler winning streak.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see how this... I can't wait to hear this story.
Thank you.
We will have a breaking news update. I'm going to try to put things on Twitter. So...
I haven't asked her if she likes wrestling yet. But she is a Red Sox fan, which is always a bonus. She's also a football fan, although Match.com, actually. I've actually gotten much more success out of that.
You're funny, crime face.
Um,
That's hilarious.
I would love to have that happen, but we'll see what happens. I talked to her on the phone, so it's not Lene.
That's what she said.
Anytime I could use that. I just...
Dixie, why do you always want attention when I'm trying to do things?
That's what she said.
That's what he said.
Right.
But that's
So,
regardless.
brainless one has a date. Yeah.
I could live tweet it.
Right.
Oh my God, she looks like a whale. Hashtag, what am I doing?
Bring the Whalers back.
Oh,
Yeah!
hell no.
Yeah!
Hashtag, bring back the Whalers.
Right.
I'm not
exactly.
going to wear my Rusev date. That's actually kind of...
Yeah, that should be late in the game because that's way for them.
Interesting bit here for you, Crime Face. The last girlfriend I had when I was still up in Connecticut, her and I actually went out for dinner one night, and on one of the TVs that Maggie McFly's that we were at they were talking about professional wrestling and WrestleMania, and she goes, "I really want to go to one of those in my lifetime." I go, "One of what?" She goes, "WrestleManias," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm a pseudo wrestling fan." Oh,
Gotta hate when that happens. You know, there are only so many wrestling fan ladies out there. Usually they're like, "Oh, that John Cena, he's good looking." But yeah,
ooh, she dates an indie guy.
ooh, hey, as long as it's not the Great Hibachi, that's fine, I guess.
Or anybody from Hampton Roads Championship Wrestling. Like that chick with the fat ass who's dating the dude who can't wrestle.
Yeah, whatever, man. Good,
James
good.
Ellsworth. She's dating James Ellsworth, even though he's married. That's okay.
Wait, you know what?
You just made the list. Oh no! All right, here we go.
So yeah, the brainless one. Maybe we'll get an update next week. We'll see how it goes. I guess.
No more beers. We can't do that anymore.
Right.
I'm not owing you at the draft either because I have a feeling I'm going to probably get really sloppy and draft like.
So we're gonna go to a baseball draft after this, and we're gonna hang out with Thomas. We're gonna hang out with Corey, who was on the podcast a couple months back. So yeah.
I would love to, Jimmy, but she's a little preoccupied. She's actually in North Carolina visiting family. That's why we're
Woo!
split them cheeks. We're going to get that as a trending topic. Maybe that's how I'll tweet it tomorrow.
Hey, you know, and Don't Eat the Brown Snow said that he was going to do that tonight. So
He said he's going to get a blowjob from his girlfriend the entire time of WrestleMania. I mean, your dick's probably going to shrivel up to something that you're not going to even recognize. And you do it the entire time of WrestleMania.
get his hands.
Not only that, he's a very intelligent man. Now, I know he comes... Would you settle down for 1 second? I know he comes out...
I'm just going full tour.
Unfortunately,
full
I haven't seen her like full body pictures. I've seen some facial pictures, so I'm a little uneasy, I guess is the best way. Because the only full picture she actually had in her profile was her standing slightly in a doorway wearing a Washington Redskins jersey. And I was like, oh yeah, Washington Redskins. You are a fan of the team that has the longest drought. You do.
Yes, Jimmy.
The longest drought of Super Bowl championships of any team in your division. That's sad, considering the Philadelphia Eagles were in your division. But then again, my team hasn't won one as recently as the Eagles have, or I'm just...
Maybe.
Jimmy, she has a Facebook, but she hasn't posted on Facebook in like 5 years.
The consequences could be dire.
Which is really starting to make me question what's going to happen, because one of the pictures on her dating profile was her picture from Facebook, and she hasn't been on in 5 years. That's an old picture.
Yeah.
She does have she did send me a picture, so she's real, pretty solid looking.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people telling me what I can't do. They say I can't drink on a plane. They say I can't bang on a plane. I say I can't be a pilot. I can't be a doctor.
Yeah, that would be hard for you, donating to Brown Snow, considering you're a Bears fan, so I could see where the friction would be. But
Ooh,
I mean,
the friction.
the Packers, I could date a Packers fan.
Of course you could.
Thank you, Jimmy. The Packer fans aren't that bad. Oh my
Right.
God, Aaron Rodgers, blah 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 blah. He's the greatest Packer quarterback since Brett Favre.
Favre. Yeah.
They call me
Sexual chocolate! Yeah. Hall of Famer, sexual chocolate.
Nice segue. So on Monday this week, actually it was announced Sunday, they actually let it out in a magazine for WrestleMania that Mark Henry was going to be part of the Hall of Fame, so WWE was kind of pissed that got out. But nevertheless...
Their own fault.
Yeah, it is their own fault because they're fucking stupid. But nevertheless, the world's strongest man, former world heavyweight champion Mark Henry, is in the Hall of Fame. One of my favorite entrance songs, too, by the way, with the 3-6 Mafia singing it.
Yep.
There you go.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I mean, they've had wrestlers who weren't retired get in before. Like,
Ric Flair.
Hulk Hogan is probably still not retired.
Ric Flair probably.
Yeah,
retired,
well,
even though he's almost dead.
Well, I mean...
Sting, I think, still wrestles independently. Jerry Lawler.
No. Sting doesn't wrestle at all.
Jerry Lawler still wrestles independently.
He does. So, yeah, we might see the Hulkster in a couple weeks.
I hope so, because that's going to be my mark-out moment of the year.
Just so he could call it the Silverdome one more time. So the Brainless One could have his moment. Hopefully, if he's not high at that time, he could go back, watch it again, and get high and enjoy that. Just like WrestleMania 30 last night.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck Jeff Jarrett. There, I said it.
I don't know what your big problem is with Jarrett. Like, yeah, he kind of did some dick things to Vince McMahon near the end of his run, but a lot of people got work for a long time because he started TNA, and without TNA, we would not have AJ Styles or Samoa Joe.
Or Bobby Roode. Or Eric Young.
A lot of these guys that are in WWE today. So, as much as you might dislike Jeff Jarrett, he did a lot of good shit, man.
I understand that.
Apparently, Crime Face has the same feeling that you do.
He's making a case to win Follower of the Year. He's trying to get on my good side. That's what people know.
Well,
people understand.
He did a bit of that too, but TNA is still a thing, and people still get paid to work there.
I'm just saying, I'm always open to people buttering me up and making me feel good, and that's how they know they're going to.
And spreading your cheeks.
I don't want anybody spreading my cheeks. I want to spread some chicks' cheeks.
Oh, okay.
That just it sounded terrible. Maybe I'll shove a Snickers bar up her butt.
You know what? I'll go and buy you one tonight. I love where this is. Guys, this is a tremendous episode. We appreciate everybody joining. By the way, if you're not already following us, make sure you follow us on Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at The FN Marks.
I got Twitter.
Yeah, and Twitter's. Yeah. The FN Marks.
FNMARKS.
So,
Don't forget the before that.
right.
A little bit of an update. I have
Breaking news.
I have put together some of the songs that I said I was going to put.
He has plenty of them. They're bad.
You know the song is pretty good though. It's not. It was. It's
Oh,
not terrible.
no.
The song's
You're
pretty good.
so far. What you got is pretty good
I
for WrestleMania coming up in just 15 days.
And there's going to be a lot of people attached to that song, so it's going to be great. This is definitely going to top my Great Balls of Fire.
The only thing I would say about the Great Balls of Fire is you were a little tentative. You have to frickin' bring it, man.
That's
gotta
why.
bring it a
That's
little
why
bit.
I'm really excited for. We didn't start the Mania.
Right.
I love Billy Joel.
Right?
I do. He's one of my
He's
favorites.
good.
He's good and not terrible.
Former U.S. champion, the Brainless one, who lost to Kevin Owens.
Brainless one #1. Woo!
But, I mean, you lost to Owens, man.
Fuck that fat piece of shit. Oh, it's not on the board. But you know what? Oh wait, I'm sorry. I don't want to jump. I don't want to jump. Mark Henry. The one thing I will say about him, Mark Henry, is that he got over quite a few gimmicks. He came in at first. He was the world's strongest man. They kind of touted that. Then he joined the Nation of Domination, where he worked with Farouk, aka Ron Simmons, and Kama Mustafa, aka The Godfather, aka
Soul Taker,
Soul
a.k.a.
Taker,
Pampa Shango,
aka whatever the fuck his real name is, I forget.
the Good Father,
He was also in there with The Rock and D'Lo Brown. All guys, in my opinion, in that group
And Owen Hart.
belong. All those guys do belong in the Hall of Fame. Every single one of them. Even
with
D'Lo Brown.
Savio Vega, I think, was also part of it at
At
some
one point, yes. But when they had that crew, and it was them right before The Rock kind of just... that was probably the best Nation of Domination that they had.
It was.
And, no, I didn't ask her if she used to be a guy.
Not yet.
I mean, if she was a guy, then she's a really, really, really short dude because she's 5'4".
Right?
She
That's
does
average height
she
for a
does have
woman.
she does have a kid, so that doesn't mean anything. She was married. So it's married.
What?
I actually do think that D'Lo Brown belongs in the Hall of Fame.
What?
And here's my case.
He's better than Coco Beware.
And Nikolai Volkov.
Yes.
And they're both in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The kid is not going to be there. The kid's actually, can't really call her kid a kid because her kid's 20. So,
Yeah. Good times, man.
yeah. Mark Henry, I mean, he did have that thing with Mae Young where she gave birth to a hand when he was in a relationship with her. He did get all the women though.
He did?
And him as the world's, when he was Mark Henry, the badass guy that was just putting people in the Hall of Pain.
Yeah, yes, legend One Brown Moses, yes. Unfortunately, Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame.
A white hand nonetheless.
And Coco, as much as, yes, he was the headliner, one of the headliners for the first house show I ever saw. He's not Hall of Fame worthy. But apparently, Vince McMahon thought otherwise, and that's fine. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thanks for tuning in, man.
All right. Brainless One will keep you updated on Twitter about goings-on of Operation Spread the Cheeks.
Spread the cheeks. Hashtag spread the cheeks.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake is actually in the Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah, a couple years ago he
The
got
fact-
in. He had a great speech, too.
The fact that Coco Beware has been in as long as he has and Hillbilly Jim has not is a fucking absolute travesty. The fact that...
I'm sorry, Crime Face. That's
Split
right.
the
Split the cheeks.
Split
Sorry.
the cheeks. Split the cheeks.
Hashtag.
Hashtag split the cheeks. I'm going to be tweeting that. Hashtag split the cheeks.
Bam.
So, yeah. Very interesting.
So,
Again, congratulations to Mark Henry on entering the WWE Hall of Fame. Well deserved. My favorite Mark
his
Henry,
speech
like I
is going to
said,
be great.
my favorite was Mark Henry putting people in the Hall of Pain when he was just a badass that went out there. And of all the Mark Henry things that have actually happened over the years, my favorite was when he came out a few years ago and he was planning on retiring, and John Cena came out and was talking to him about how he still had something left in the tank, and he went to hug Mark Henry. Mark Henry picked him up and hit him with the world's strongest slam.
Yeah.
Big Boss Man got in a couple of years ago, actually.
Yep.
That was still my favorite. And in fact, I hope what happens is that Mark Henry's going to be doing his speech, and then John Cena's going to get up there, or even have John Cena induct him. And then, like, John Cena is like that, and him and Mark Henry go to hug, and Mark Henry actually picks him up and hits him with the world's strongest slam one more time, just like that. And he's like, I'm not retiring. I got you again, you fuckers. I got you good, you fucker.
Cena would be fine. I'd like to see The Rock or maybe Ron Simmons.
I would love to see Ron Simmons be the one who inducts him.
So
He would be my choice.
I thought it was a great moment. It was so well carried over by Mark Henry on that. I mean, Mark Henry's not
The marquee name.
the top of the shelf here, but like Mark Henry had a really good
very
career.
solid run for the longevity that he had. You can't take away his longevity. The man.
He's like the
wrestled-
Vinny Testaverde of wrestling. He was like the number one draft pick who everybody's like, he's going to be great. And like, yeah, he wasn't like the superstar of superstars, but he lasted 20-something years.
And he was a formidable opposition for just about anybody,
Yeah.
especially the Big Show. The man could pick the Big Show like he was nothing. Well, that's what happens when you're the world's strongest man.
Right.
You could pick up. Although I'd be more impressed if he picked up Cassius Ohno and slammed him.
And all the cheeseburgers.
Exactly. All the cheeseburgers for Cassius Ohno. Captain. Oh, never mind. I was going to fuck that up.
The Hamburglar. Right?
Speaking of food, and it's not in the whiteboard of Wondertude, but this week on Tuesday, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got fired for what they did to Shane McMahon the week prior on SmackDown, where they took out the commissioner after he announced that they were going to be fighting each other at WrestleMania this year so they can have their WrestleMania match. So I just like to say, fired, obviously. Sammy, I have a lot of high hopes for you. Obviously, you're going to be back, but as for you, Captain Cupcake, you fat fuck piece of shit, cock-sucking, pussy, thin-skinned motherfucker. Let me explain something to you, Kevin Owens. I really do wish that they had fired your fat fucking ass, and they send your ass to fucking Quebec, where you fucking belong, because you thin-skinned piece of shit. Thank you. Kevin Owens is overrated. Kevin Owens is overrated.
Exactly, Crime Face. Back to the bingo halls for that cupcake-eating motherfucker.
You know, I was going to add him like I added Daniel Bryan. Like I actually tagged Daniel Bryan in our tweet to announce that we were going to do the episode that I was going to add him. But that fucking fat fuck wouldn't fucking see the fucking tweet anyway. Because he fucking blocked us. Who the fuck does that? What are you, a fucking pussy?
Just
God
because
damn
we
it.
made a joke? We
It was
made
a
a joke.
funny-
We made
it
it
was a
funny.
silly funny. It wasn't even that offensive.
It wasn't
You
offensive
just
in any way.
her. That's why I can't wait to go to WrestleMania next year, and I'm going to make a sign that says Kevin Owens loves cupcakes.
Right.
Hashtag fat fuck, piece of shit, asshole, buttfucker.
He's very mad about losing the U.S. title.
I am not mad I lost it. How the fuck did I lose the title to Kevin Owens?
Split the cheeks, baby. Get over it. Split the cheeks.
I'm fine.
Split the cheeks.
I'm fine.
We'll do it live.
I'm fine.
Right. Well,
A
you
power
know,
bomb? I got fucking cupcake bombed by that fat fuck.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a good storyline. It also led to, after they got fired by Daniel Bryan got his ass kicked by Zayn and Owens, which looks like it's going to lead to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon going up against Sami Zayn and Captain Cupcake himself.
Well, and I think because they're fired, I think this is going to be a
Oh,
unsanctioned match.
If I take out all that frustration on the chick tomorrow, I might kill her.
It'll be like a freaking cannonball, at the circus, right? Boom.
That chick won't be able to walk for like 3 weeks. I might definitely split her cheeks on that one. I might split her in half.
Right? Yeah, so I think they're going to have some sort of unsanctioned thing similar to what Rollins and Triple H had last year, and they'll just beat the holy hell out of it. So, it's going to be a good time.
I mean, they've
Good
already
time.
what have they announced already? Like 37 matches for WrestleMania. I think this shit's going to start at like 2 in the afternoon and go until like Wednesday.
Yep. Well, breaking news, gauntlet match just finished.
Really?
Yeah,
Holy shit.
just finished.
Seems like only yesterday it started.
Oh,
A month
man.
ago, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Elias.
The
And I
GOAT.
would just like to know, who wants to walk with Elias?
That's what WWE stands for.
Walk with Elias.
It does.
Yes.
So, Elias deserves better things than he gets, but it's WrestleMania season.
Oh,
and-
kind of like the guy whose shirt I'm rocking right now.
right. He deserves,
He
better
deserves
than
much
he's.
better, and he's still my. And I'm going to tell you this in 2 weeks from now. He's still my pick to win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
All right.
Just
Good.
because I hope that him and Aiden English come, Aiden English gets back in the ring and starts singing happy, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at Rusev Day in WrestleMania.
I think it's going to be very exciting. Also, next Sunday, it's going to be Easter and Rusev Day.
Yeah.
Same time. So, good times. Easter Bunny chocolate,
And Rusev.
chocolates, Rusev Day.
And don't worry. I mean, Rusev's going to have plenty of candy that day when he's with Lana. Giggity. Hey!
Good for him.
All right. What else is
Yeah, man.
So do we want to still stay on the Raw and SmackDown?
Aleister Black is freaking awesome. He's like one of our favorite dudes. Like they've actually finally given him more mic time. He was kind of the silent assassin, but had like this freaking presence about him. And the other thing with Aleister Black is he got to share the ring with Zelina Vega a week and a half ago. And
I want to lick her pee hole in the worst possible way. Right after she peed, too. I wouldn't even care. She didn't even have to wipe.
right,
I'd still do it. Shove a Snickers bar up her ass.
yeah,
Drink her bath water. Sniff her chair.
yeah. It's pretty crazy, right?
I got more important things to worry about than New Japan Strong Style Evolve tomorrow.
Hashtag spread the cheeks.
Split the cheeks.
Split the cheeks. I'm spread, split,
Whatever.
barf, puke, whatever. It's gonna happen.
Speaking of, since you brought up NXT, they had the Dusty Rhodes Classic Tag Team Tournament last first round match this week. It was supposed to be your boy Biff Busick, a.k.a. Oney Lorcan, teaming up with Danny Burch,
Yep.
who is, oh, excuse me, that was terrible, who is from the claim of the
From the UK tournament.
And they were supposed to go up against Mustache Mountain, the team of Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate has a knee injury, so he was unable to participate. So, obviously, they were looking for a tag team to replace him, and what happens?
A goat.
Roderick Strong comes out and says, you know what? I can go out there and be in this tag team thing because I'm Roderick Strong and I just fucking do everything. He's starting to bother me. by the way. Roderick Strong is starting to bother me.
Why is he bothering
Because
you?
he's in fucking everything. I mean, it's like, all right, I have to be in this, this qualifying match to be the number one contender. I need to fight for the championship. I need to do this.
I need to
I'm in
fight
the
for 205 Live.
I'm in the 205 Cruiserweight Tournament Championship thingamajigger. And, oh, by the way, now I'm back in NXT and I need a tag team partner. You should let me pick my tag team partner. I should be in the Dusty Rhodes Classic. So they let him in it. Because you know why? They got nobody else. And nobody really gives a shit about him. He's not going to make it to the championship round. Or the finals, I should say. But they did let Roderick Strong in there because they have nobody else, and Roderick Strong is pathetic. But his tag team partner did surprise everybody when it came out to be Mr. Hughes. Mr.
Yeah, I
Hughes.
remember Mr. Hughes.
Mr. Hughes.
AKA the Big Cat. From one of my favorite things to watch.
The
Clash of the Champions 13. If you ever have a couple of hours to kill and watch some of the worst wrestling that was ever on nationwide television, watch Clash of the Champions 13. It sucked in
It
the
was-
best way possible.
It was
I loved
it.
it.
Was bad and terrible. It wasn't even good. It was bad and terrible.
The Black Scorpion did a fucking magic trick. He did a fucking magic trick. Paulie Dangerously did his best, a.k.a. Paul Heyman did his best to get the thing over, and even he couldn't make it work. But it was fucking hilarious.
You have two goats doing the play-by-play for that, and they couldn't get it over. That's pretty sad.
Yeah.
It's like watching Glacier.
The Big Cat, he had a thing with Lex Luger on that night, and so did the Motor City Madman. And by the way, in the vignette with the Motor City Madman, you see a young JBL in there. So,
The weaselly fuck that he is.
right?
Although JBL really isn't that horrible of a human being.
Well, doing a little bit of a note here. The greatest Royal Rumble ever has 2 GOATs for its commentary team, and it will be a live WWE Network exclusive. Commentating for this match,
Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan?
Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross.
They're sending them both to Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Wow. And I heard everybody who's going to be in that 50-man Royal Rumble.
I don't know if there's... I think they'll send them to Saudi Arabia. It's possible they can be in the studio.
My question is, who ends up winning that 50-man Royal Rumble? Because you know that Triple H is going to be in it. You know John Cena is going to be in it. And you know Roman Reigns is going to be in it. Which one of them is going to be like, no, I'm not, no.
They're going to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, and it's going to be either Daniel Bryan or Rusev. Or, no, Braun Strowman.
AJ Styles.
Braun Strowman.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Braun Strowman.
Heath Slater.
Braun Strowman.
Sheamus.
Braun Strowman.
Sheamus is the GOAT. Sheamus should win that.
Braun Strowman. Come on, he only lasted like 2 seconds in the Royal Rumble. How
So
can
he'll
he
be fresh.
last longer?
He'll be fresh.
He was completely fresh in that Royal Rumble. He had his match later.
Yeah, and he won the tag team titles. Because you know why?
Because he was fresh, because he lost so quickly.
Why are you going to do that to me? You know that bothered me that he got eliminated.
I
That's
know.
what he did. I was so mad when Sheamus got eliminated. I was throwing shit at Corey's house. It's not even my house. I was throwing shit at Corey's house. And I'm like, how are they going to do that to my boy? Anybody but Sheamus. They could have done that. Anybody but Sheamus, I would have been fine with. They could have done that to Finn Balor. I would have been fine. They could have done that to The Undertaker. I would have been fine. They could have done that to
The Undertaker, you would have been fine.
Compared to Sheamus, yes. Because The Undertaker has never been my favorite wrestler, and Sheamus is my favorite wrestler. I love the Sheamus. It's a shameful thing, Lobsterhead. He's the GOAT.
He's no Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, if they did that to Stone Cold Steve Austin, I would have definitely canceled the network.
You would have understood why he canceled the network this time.
Yes.
Right.
But speaking of getting rid of things, we had Ultimate Deletion this week.
And apparently, we are now rid of Bray Wyatt, or at least this version of him. Does he come back as like Sister Abigail? Does he come back as Husky Harris? Back when they came up with the dumbest names.
I mean, they weren't as dumb as the big cat.
Eli Cottonwood. Have you ever seen Eli Cottonwood when they made him do the promo about a mustache? It was some of the best, worst TV you've ever seen.
When I was following NoDQ.com, before they got into before the Twitter thing became a real thing, like when NXT Season 2 came out, and they did a question and answer segment, and somebody came up and said, do you think they would actually do a thing where Eli Cottonwood could be the Undertaker's son? And the person who ran the NoDQ site was like, just stop right now. They're like, no, don't bring that ridiculous shit into my thing, just stop. I think it's Aaron Rift who runs NoDQ.
I agree.
Oh my God, JBL agrees with me. Yep. But I mean, think about this. It wasn't as bad as like the Big Cat, the Motor City Madman, Kalua, and the Botswana Beast. I mean, those were just fucking guys.
Primetime Brian Lee.
Primetime Brian Lee, the Red Rooster,
The Curry Man.
Nails,
Right.
El Gigante, Johnny Gonzalez,
Duke Drosy.
Oz,
Duke Drosy.
the
The Shockmaster.
Diamond Stud,
Vinny Vegas. Glacier.
the Disco Inferno.
We could go on
I
for
love the
Dr. Isaac
The
Yankem.
Goo! Isaac Yankem, DDS, the Gobbledygooker, the Repo Man.
Yeah.
and
AKA
so forth,
Smash.
So forth and so on. Max, oh my God,
Max Moon.
Mordecai. Fantasia. I think that was what the name
What was it? Mantar?
Oh my God, Mantar. Oh my God, Mantar. You were Mantar. Bastion Booger.
Redford.
But yes, I mean, that's some bad names. So yeah, Husky Harris wasn't that good.
Waylon Mercy, baby,
Oh my
AKA
God.
Dangerous Dan Spivey.
Skinner.
Skinner.
Oh my God.
he should be a Hall of Famer. Adam Bomb.
I liked Adam Bomb as a name, though. I actually thought that was kind of unique. I was like,
Well, and he had the Becky Lynch goggles too.
yeah, I mean,
She
he
stole
was
it
cool
from
as
him.
shit. He was fucking cool as shit. He just was a terrible wrestler.
Yeah.
It was a great gimmick. They just needed to give it to someone.
Well, and then he became Brian Clark, and then he was part of Chronic with Crush.
Quang. Oh my god, the Sultan.
The Sultan, which was actually
Rikishi. Yeah.
Yeah, Kona Crush. Yeah, Kona Crush.
Lion Crush was fucking stupid. I mean, every Crush was actually stupid. Kazarni. That was so fucking terrible. Kama Mustafa, even though he's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Thurman
Bob,
Sparky
Spark
Plug.
Holly.
Well,
Thurman
Sparky Plug, yeah.
The 1, 2, 3 Kid. X-Pac. 6-Pac. Sean Waltman.
You forgot.
All fucking terrible gimmicks.
Wait.
The Lightning Kid.
Okay, there you go. Finally.
The Truth Commission. Wasn't that with fucking Cyrus
What about the fucking core?
Kurgan? That was fucking funny.
Oh, Kurgan. He was part of the Oddity.
Yes, Kurgan, baby! Woo! He became an actor.
Yeah, I remember him. He was in
The Jackal,
Sherlock Holmes.
aka the executive,
The Jackal. The Jackal.
aka
Cyrus.
That was my dude. That dude was fucking
The
great.
Jackal. Scotty Polo. Johnny Polo.
I can't believe I just remembered this one. One of the worst gimmicks ever. That was so fucking bad, so fucking terrible that whoever came up with that gimmick should have been shot.
Duke the Dumpster.
PN News, baby!
Yo, baby, yo! I wish he would have fallen off that scaffold and through the ring like I tried to
You
convince my
told
brother.
me that he did, and I was waiting for it. You're like, PN News falls off the scaffold and lands in the ring, and I'm like, I waited. And then that match ended, and he didn't fall to his death, and I was so mad. I was like, I had to endure one of my childhood favorites die because he fell, and you promised me that PN News was going to do it, and it's funny when a fat person falls and breaks their face.
Yo, baby, yo!
Oh my god.
The Yeti! Remember when the Yeti and the giant dry humped Hulk Hogan? And Tony
God.
Schiavone was doing his best to put it over, but it's like, wow.
My God.
It's a double stuff with Hulk Hogan.
What was fucking Brian Knobs' character when he was in WCW?
He was
like
one of the Nasty Boys.
No, he was when he had a singles run. He was like Roadblock or some shit like that. Friar Ferguson! The fucking berserker! I could go all day. You don't understand how many terrible gimmicks there are. I probably should have did that to fucking We Didn't Start the Fire. Just
Big Josh.
with a couple of buddies.
And he would bring a couple of damn bears down to the ring with him. It was better when he was a fucking clown. He was better as a clown.
He was over as a clown. Like we were watching WrestleMania 17 last night, and oh my god, the ice trade.
You know who wasn't a bad gimmick? The Iceman King Parsons.
The Warlord.
Remember when he had the Phantom of the Opera thing with the big W staff?
W staff. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh boy. You know, he was cool when he was with the Barbarian as the Powers of Pain. They were cool. And then he became the Warlord, and then they realized, holy shit, this guy can't fucking wrestle. The Barbarian can, because he still wrestles, but this motherfucker can't.
Yeah, that was played by the Brooklyn Brawler.
Oh my god.
A.K.A. Steve Lombardi, who also, on occasion, has filled in as Doink the Clown and would have to...
This also should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way. I think
They should have a Jobber's Wing of the Hall of Fame with him and Barry Horowitz and Jumpin' Joey Maggs and the Italian
Iron
Stallion,
Tony DeVito,
Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker,
Damian Demento, James Ellsworth.
There's a long list.
Duh! That's the worst gimmick ever, James Ellsworth.
Curtis Axel.
Leaf Cassidy. Holy fuck.
Oh
my
man,
God.
this is great.
Oh boy, that was funny. I needed that. That was fucking great. Oh, Jean. What the hell was his name? The fucking guy who was in the Quebec.
John Paul Levesque.
No, that was actually another terrible one. No. What the
Oh
hell
wait,
was-
wait. Terrorizing. Terrorizing.
What was?
Thank you,
When they split
WCW.
the Quebecers, and Pierre became like a singles competitor, and he had that feud with Bret Hart, and then he kind of like fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
What the hell was his name? It was fuck.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
I'll look it up. Can I look it up, please? Am I allowed to look this one up?
I guess.
All right, cool. As long as I'm
At least it's research. It's not just
me
freaking.
texting somebody out of
Yeah,
No,
just because you
out of
can't deal
nonsense.
with it because your ADHD overtakes you. Yeah, Shockmasters sucked. But it was hilarious that they had a bejeweled freaking stormtrooper helmet and they basically took the Black Scorpion voice and put it on him.
Sting. No.
Oh, it was so. Ooh, Kimchi, the dude who was the handler for Kamala. How about Bad Gimmick, the Chamber of Horrors? I like to watch that just because at the end when Abdullah the Butcher gets electrocuted,
I got it.
freaking great,
Jean-Pierre Lafitte,
right?
who was also known as Chris Cannonball.
So years after, he had like a tryout with WWE, and like after his tryout, Vince McMahon started freaking like pushing him and like got all fired up about it. They never came out and said exactly what happened, but I think I do know what happened. They brought him in for this tryout, and literally, like 2 months before, he was in an independent show match against Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash had a staph infection. Apparently, he and the two of them did not see eye to eye with things, and Jean-Pierre Lafitte got pissed off during the match and put on like a freaking cross arm breaker on his arm with the staph infection, which forced Kevin Nash to tap out like immediately because like his arm was fucked up. And I think that's exactly why Vince McMahon pushed him and like got in his face during his freaking tryout. Freaking hilarious.
Dean Douglas.
Dean Douglas.
Shane Douglas.
Now,
Shane Douglas was such an incredible wrestler too. He was a
I
he was
think-
a piece of shit. He was a good wrestler.
I think
The Dungeon of Doom.
honestly, the Dynamic Dudes was a worse gimmick than Dean Douglas.
Oh my God! There's another one.
Dynamic Dudes. Johnny Ace. People power.
My name is John Laurinaitis, and I am Executive Vice President of Talent Relations
And General Manager.
of
And
Monday Night Raw.
And
People Power.
Right.
It's sad that I can actually get to John Laryngitis pretty good.
Right.
He's the one that of all the wrestlers I can actually do an impression of. I probably have his pretty spot on, and that's sad.
Right.
People Power.
Right.
Of course, that's probably gonna be me in like 40 years after smoking cigarettes for almost my entire life and smoking pot for another. good
Wait.
portion of my life.
What, wasn't there something about you like, I'm gonna start trying to quit? I remember hearing that. Ooh, Shark Boy.
Oh, man.
Shell yeah!
Terrible. The Ninja Turtle tag team.
Oh, the fucking... weren't they like called the Sewer Turtles or something stupid like
Something
that?
retarded like that.
Oh, it never ended up on TV, thank God.
Jacob and Eli Blue. Curry Man.
Yeah, Curry Man.
I
AKA Suicide.
We keep going, and we're gonna probably.
We could go on for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours.
We got a fantasy baseball draft we have to get to.
What?
Ultimate Deletion, because we kind of got sidetracked with all this
Bad gimmicks.
bad gimmick.
I like Mad Mickey, but
I'll tell you what. And
After WrestleMania.
we're going to dedicate an entire episode to the worst of the worst of the worst. And everybody can chime in.
and maybe
Everybody
we could sit there and get like the network and see if we could try to or maybe I'll edit together the worst gimmicks. Maybe we could do like a top 50.
I'm sorry, I might actually have a list of more just in case we missed any before I get
Oh, good.
to ultimate deletion, because I do have a list that I was actually putting.
Ooh, Lord Tensai.
Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
was a terrible gimmick.
Terrible and terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
Prince Albert,
in a can.
the A Train. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Gilbert. That wasn't one that we announced.
No.
Das Wunderkind, Alex Wright.
Hey, no! I love Das Wunderkind. Put him in the
True story. I was so fucking hammered at my sister's wedding that there was a point in the night where I was actually dressed and I was dancing like Alex Wright. I did the Alex Wright.
Nice.
Did I forget anybody else?
I'm sure there are plenty of TNA gimmicks that we could put in there.
The
but-
Spirit Squad.
Yeah. It was something different.
Hugh Morris. Was that
Thank
supposed
you.
to be funny?
What?
Is
Was
that supposed to be humorous? What? I love it. The sad part is that was the best part about that gimmick is that Stone Cold Steve Austin did what he did.
Right. Ooh, Berlin.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get back to ultimate deletion because if not, I'm gonna be fucking lost.
Oh, Big Dick Johnson.
Big Dick Johnson, who was actually a writer for WWE.
Yeah,
Which
that was
is
supposed to be a
kinda
1 week thing, and that
Yeah.
turned into a.
And of
semi-permanent-
course, the worst gimmicks. Matt Hardy 2.0. Because nobody could slam a tornado.
Except for Matt Hardy.
He can slam a tornado.
I bet Woken Matt Hardy could slam a tornado
Matt
too.
Hardy's actually fucking cool as shit. His
Yes.
wife is hot as shit too.
Crazy.
But yeah, so they had Ultimate Deletion this week. The Brainless One did participate in the herbal
Supplements, yeah. Dusty Rhodes gimmick in WCW. Oh, pulling the Dusty.
Yes.
Yeah, I get you.
So they did the whole Ultimate Deletion this week. I thought the thing that I really enjoyed, and it's not an indictment. I mean, the wrestling wasn't that great. It really did feel kind of like blah. It wasn't the greatest. I've seen worse. Obviously, I've seen El Gigante fight Nails, so obviously you can't get any worse than that. But the fact that
It's too bad we never got Great Khali versus
what's his wife's
El
name?
Gigante.
What the hell was her name?
Rebby Sky.
Rebby Sky. The fact that she was on the piano playing Bray Wyatt's song as he was making his way to the yard and the ring was in the yard. That was my favorite part about it. Not an indictment on the whole, how it all went down and everything like that. That was just so badass. I love shit like that. Like when they do like, I say what I say about John Cena. If it wasn't for John Cena, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now talking as a mark because if it was the Doctor of Thugonomics that actually got the Brainless One back into professional wrestling, and I will forever, as much as I can't stand John Cena, I will always hold a special place in my heart for him because of the fact that, oh my God, Simon Dean, Eugene, I gotta stop. But the year that Cena came out at WrestleMania to the marching band was just, that's my favorite John Cena entrance. When they actually played his song, that, I fucking loved that shit. Better than when he came out as a gangster with fucking CM Punk on the side of one of the cars.
Yeah.
Better than when he,
when he was Slim Shady.
When he was Slim Shady. All the entrances he's had, the one with the marching band was so fucking badass. I love that shit. So the fact that she played Bray Wyatt's song on the piano as he made his way towards the ring was just so, it was badass.
Right.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
So.
Damn.
Oh, see, Tommy got off before he knew his favorite part was coming up.
So, Ultimate Deletion, like, I enjoyed it. Like, to me, it was very similar to what we saw in TNA, what they did. And, you know, they did a little bit of the fireworks. They didn't do the fireworks where, like, literally they had, like, a Roman candle in their hand, like, pointing at the other person where they're, like, dodging it with a bow.
No, can't do that.
But, you know, it's a fun little cinematic adventure that's, like, different than anything else you see. I mean, the closest like, they did, like, the House of Horrors match, but before that, the closest thing that they came to was WrestleMania 12 with Goldust and Roddy Piper, which is still, like, just Classic.
One of the most underrated WrestleManias of all time, too. By the way,
12 was solid.
it had to be solid because the year before it was a fucking glorified house show. Or
No,
you're right.
no.
As I put it last night, it was in your house WrestleMania. That's all it was.
Starring the Hartford Civic Center, which was only like a year or two away from giving the Whalers to the freaking
I bet you any money it was
piece of
because of
crap
the fact that
Hurricanes.
it was the fact that WrestleMania was so god awful in that building that they're like, you know what? We can't have anything else that god awful in this building. So go away, Whalers. So fuck yourselves. Are you triggered?
Whalers are coming back.
Right.
Right. They've been deleted. But it would be nice to see the Wyatt and New Day at the, well, maybe what we could do is maybe Bray Wyatt becomes part of the Woken universe. And then we got Wyatt, or we have Woken Matt and Woken Bray against the New Day.
And brother Bray.
Brother Nero.
I just want to sleep with Rebby Sky. She looks like she could show me a thing or two or 12.
I'm sure she could. I saw her wrestle once.
In a match.
It was in Fall River. It was where I saw Scott Hall have his meltdown. It's where I saw Tommaso Ciampa for the first time. It was where I saw Spike Dudley wrestle, probably for like the third or
The
fourth
Giant
time.
Killer?
Yep.
Spike Dudley, who also...
I saw Biff Busick there. What are you doing?
I think that's the Biff Music song, isn't it?
I don't know. He just comes out raising one finger.
And he's not pointing at the WrestleMania sign. You know why? Because he knows it's not cool.
It is not cool.
Because he's Biff Busick.
You know who else would tell you it's not cool? Carlito.
Yes.
Who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, too.
There's a lot of people who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame that aren't in.
Right.
But, that would be fucking sick.
Brother Nero versus Finn Balor.
Brother Nero versus the Demon King.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Maybe we'll get that at SummerSlams.
So, speaking of terrible gimmicks, there's one that comes to mind that we didn't bring up in that whole...
Well, like, at the end of this, Bray Wyatt went into, what's it called? The Lake of Reincarnation.
Yes.
And he was not found.
I was hoping he was going to come out as Husky Harris. I would have laughed my ass off, but that would have been just a we talking.
What if it came out as JoJo?
What if it came out as Jose Offerman? That fucking piece
He's
of
in
shit.
jail.
He's a fucking cocksucker piece of shit. I hope he gets hit by a bus. He went after somebody with a baseball bat during a baseball game. That's not cool. You're a scumbag. And he's one of the worst free agent signings in the history of the Boston Red Sox. I mean, it wasn't as bad as...
Barring David Price.
Barring David Price, but yeah. Jose Offerman was a cocksucking piece of shit.
Right.
But anyway, terrible gimmicks that we didn't come up with. Not really a terrible gimmick, but it is a bad name. Was the name called Michael McGillicuddy?
Yeah. You mean Mark Callis? Kidding me?
But, you know, Michael McGillicuddy, as opposed to a lot of those other people we kind of... I mean, obviously, Glenn Jacobs is still kind of roaming around because he's the brother
Well,
of the dead man.
he beat the hell out of
And he's
John Cena.
He's a Hall of Famer, too.
He is. First ballot.
I
He's
hope-
going to be a Hall of Famer and a mayor.
I hope him and Undertaker go in together because that would be fucking sick. The Brothers of Destruction.
That would be cool.
By God, that's got to be Kane. I mean, it wasn't as good as when Undertaker debuted and Roddy Piper said, "Look at the size of that hammock." I should have been there for that. I will never forget
Almost.
that.
Ooh, Skip Sheffield. Yeah. You know, at the beginnings of NXT, they had a lot of shit gimmicks and shit names. I mean, Eli Cottonwood really is just...
Husky Harris.
Husky Harris. I mean, are you kidding me?
Caval. The fuck is a Caval?
I don't know.
Sounds like a car. Like, Alex Riley was a cool name. But,
Right.
You know, nevertheless.
I know people were up in arms like, Bryan Danielson. Why do you
What's
call
up,
Daniel
Chris?
Bryan? How you doing?
It's a shame, especially because we're getting to that part of the show.
Right?
I mean
What?
we did discuss Brock Lesnar attacking the big dog.
And the U.S. Marshals and their...
God, don't get me started on that shit.
Come on. They were great.
great and terrible.
Yeah, like it was so.
You know,
like I
heck,
started
all I'm gonna
laughing.
say is-
I was laughing so hard about the damn
I've
U.S.
learned
Marshals.
so much from watching shows like Blue Bloods and CSI and Law and Order, and I know for a fact that if you physically assault a U.S. Marshal, that is considered a federal offense. Roman Reigns should be doing 10 to 15 years.
See, that's what triggered Tommy is the front cuffing. You cuff him from behind.
Although, I mean, the fact that Brock Lesnar F5'd him and the chair bounce was made up for the fact that he beat up U.S. Marshals. But, yeah.
So, Roman Reigns will not be in the main event of WrestleMania. He is in jail, and he...
But not for steroids.
8 to 12. 8 to 12 years, he might be out.
So he'll main event WrestleMania 40. He's lucky.
With the Iron Sheik.
42, actually. My math was wrong.
8 to 12. You know,
42,
good behavior.
34,
Maybe he could be
and
out in 4, which would be when Iron Sheik gets to the ring.
So maybe when the Iron Sheik gets in the ring, that Roman Reigns will come in there and hit him with a Superman punch.
Ooh, a prison match. Yeah, we haven't had one of those in a while.
Since the Mountie and the Big Boss Man.
That's right.
Which is better than the Kennel from Hell match.
The Kennel from Hell match was
Just god-awful.
dog shit, literally. Right, Dix?
She's like, I'm not paying attention. You all don't want to pay attention to me, so fuck y'all. All right. Did we discuss Mark Henry being a Hall of Famer?
We did.
Well deserving of being a Hall of Famer?
Damn straight.
We brought that up, right? And we also talked about the fact that Mae Young gave birth to a white hand even though she had sex with a black man.
Hey, you could... Hey, it's just like... When the lovemaking happens, sometimes the kid looks exactly like the father or looks exactly like the mother, so we got...
I'll always remember that for Gerald Briscoe throwing up after the fucking hand was born.
That was the whole reason for that. That was the whole reason. Tom... Oh, Don't Eat the Brown Snow is already... He's chiming in with the Tommy line. He's stealing Tommy's gimmick.
Oh, he's really trying to steal the title from Tommy. Tommy, don't worry. Oh, Tommy's not even here because Tommy knows.
No, Tommy was on. Tommy
is there.
I think he's still there.
Yeah, I can see his little logo in the corner. Yeah, you're right. I apologize. Of course, Tommy needs to be here because his favorite part of the podcast is coming up, where we mention one of the greatest feats of all time when it comes to professional
Future WWE Hall of Famer. We have not yet talked about Hornswoggle's record. I think it was because I think he was the last cruiserweight champion before they retired it for a little while. I think that's it.
Did we talk about the fact that, oh my goodness.
Or was it light heavyweight champion?
We didn't even talk about the fact that who became Roderick Strong's partner. I completely forgot. We didn't even bring that up. Or did we?
We did. You went on and on about how you hate Roderick Strong because how he just ends up putting him in everything.
You know he's going to be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He's going to have a match at NXT TakeOver. He's going to be part of the pre-show.
He's going to be on Raw, and he's going to be on SmackDown. And he's going to have a match against X-Pac somewhere.
So yeah,
you know what? It could be an anus on a pole match.
Pete Dunne is God.
Split the cheeks.
Yes, spread the cheeks or split the cheeks.
Split the cheeks.
So we talk about ultimate delete. Even though that looks like I'm freaking a Nazi when I do that.
We did talk about that, and one thing that's not on the whiteboard of Wondertude, which we did talk about also, is the Brainless One's date. So that's coming up.
It actually happened a couple days ago. Ellsworth beat the Gilbert. Gilbert couldn't beat anybody. There was something that we didn't bring up that's not on the whiteboard of Wondertude.
Okay.
There is something that's on the whiteboard of Wondertude we haven't discussed, but there is something that is not on the whiteboard of Wondertude that we haven't discussed yet.
Okay.
So this week they announced that WWE is in talks in a return of the GOAT.
Have you been listening to the podcast?
Did we talk about Hulk Hogan?
Yes! Oh my God, did you smoke like 3 seconds before the podcast?
I wish I did, actually.
Literally, like, 2 things you're like going, oh, we haven't talked about this. Like, yes, we did.
Well.
Yes, we did. Remember, you talked about him with the handlebar mustache coming down to the ring at WrestleMania.
That was my markout. That would be my markout moment of the year.
Because, and we talked about Hulk Hogan possibly coming back.
That would be the fucking greatest. Do I
The
listen-
dude doesn't even participate like he's here, but he's not.
Hey, that's why it's not just a gimmick, it's a damn lifestyle for this one. The brainless one.
Wait. Stand by. I think I've got one for this.
Oh, Tommy wants Hogan to not come back.
One more for the good guys.
All right, fair enough. We did talk about Ultimate Deletion. Did we discuss Daniel Bryan?
Oh wait, did we talk about Ultimate Deletion?
Yes, we did. Now you're just being all the... Yes, don't eat the brown snow is absolutely right. No,
Yeah.
no, take that back, Tommy. Tommy, take that back. You can't take back. You better take back that before it gets worse. That was just not even proper English. I Stugatz myself again. I need a Stugatz soundbite in the
All my love slayers out there. Thunder Lips is here. In the flesh, baby.
Oh my god.
The Ultimate Male versus the Ultimate Meatball. The greatest performance by anybody in a movie ever.
Right.
Better than, now I know how a TV dinner feels.
Better than Hulk Hogan as Rip.
Yep. Better than Big Show as Captain Insano.
Or as Santa Claus.
Oh, fucking hell.
And Jingle All the
One of
Way.
my all-time favorites that I haven't watched in a long time, but that movie, every time I watch that movie, every time Sinbad runs through the parade and knocks over the box and he goes, "Out of my way, box." It's the fucking funniest shit, and I don't know why. It's so fucking stupid, it's funny. The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for the brainless one. On the
And
daily basis.
sacrifice.
You know what that means? You know I'm going to probably end up drafting like Nomar Garcia-Parra tonight.
The numbers don't lie. And they spell disaster for you as
And they
sacrifice.
followed up by wearing a tutu.
But yeah, he was Mr. Nanny, and then he was in Surf Ninjas 3, I think it was.
Jesus Christ.
Suburban Commando with The Undertaker. Playa.
Sinbad was a necessary roughness. That was a
He was.
fantastic movie.
Andre.
Andre don't eat meat because Andre's a vegetarian.
Well, it
You
also
can eat whatever the hell you want, Andre.
Well, and what it had what the heck do you call it? Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap. I know that's one of Tommy's favorite shows.
Frickin' what's his face? Frank
Kathy Ireland. Thank you.
Oh my lord.
Thank you, Jesus, for giving us that.
Yes. Welcome to football. Welcome to footballs.
Right.
I love that movie. I own that movie. There you go.
Yep. So,
I mean, all right. Let's get back on track.
wait. Did we talk about
Thanks for
Daniel
tuning in,
Bryan?
Chris.
Did we talk about Daniel
I don't
Bryan?
think we talked about Daniel Bryan. I don't think we did the yes chant at the beginning of the show.
See you, Chris. Yeah, we're gonna party.
So, I guess there's only one thing,
Left to do.
and I'm not going to spell it out for you. But I will say this, that today, on March 24th of 2018, 2 weeks and 1 day away from WrestleMania 34 at the
We're the big dog.
at the Silverdome in New Orleans.
Where the
I
big
did
dog
that.
will main event again
You know I did that.
after he somehow gets bailed out of jail from Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Even though he's not Vince's boy. At an astonishing 1,000. Tommy, just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And I'm not helping you. build
Wow,
a snowman.
that was terrible.
Let it go, Tommy.
Randy Watson's better than you.
Yeah. I believe the children are our future. Thank you. Thank you, Johnson.
In the Hall of Fame, baby!
True story. Randy Watson dropping the mic is the first time in cinematic history that there was an actual mic drop.
True.
So
And that's true, too. That should get you upset.
it does get me upset because I fucking hate Hornswoggle. It's a terrible gimmick. Should never have been the Raw general manager. What are you doing, Edge? But anyway, March 24th, 2018, at an astonishing 1,154 days, Curtis Axel is still alive in the 2015
Royal Rumble. Drink it in, man!
Your arms disappearing in the sunlight.
So I think with that being said, and the fact that I just separated both of my shoulders, and I'm going to need them both tomorrow.
Well, you're going to need them for when we do our wrestling show this summer, right?
Right. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but that's okay. But anyway, for episode 79,
We'll get
of
Thomas.
I like Nate Diaz, man. I can't wait to see that motherfucker. Anyway, so for episode 79 of the F and Marks podcast,
By the way, like us on all social medias.
whether it's Twitter,
Periscope.
Facebook, Periscope, Instagram,
Or
and now
YouTube.
on YouTube, which has actually been the thing for a couple weeks now. Follow us on all of those at THEFNMARKS. And as we always tell you, if you follow us, we will follow you back. So for episode 79 of the F and Marks podcast on Rusev Day, I am your co-host, Bobby the Brainless.
I'm Ja Rule
Make sure you mark out.
with your guac out. See ya, everybody.
Later, guys. Wish me luck tomorrow.
Woo!
I'm sure I'll find a way to fuck it up.
Right.